On July the 3rd, 1776, that's a day before the signing of the Constitution. July the 4th is a holiday to this day, isn't it? John Adams took pen in hand and dashed off a letter to his wife Abigail. Adams was a writer of the Mozartean facility, concentration and confidence, etc. Everything he ever wrote was first draft and good. He never got stuck for words. He never edited. And he said, yesterday, which would have been July 2nd, the greatest question was decided which ever was debated in America, and a greater perhaps never was nor will be decided amongst men. A resolution was passed without one dissenting colony, that these united colonies are and of right ought to have full power to make war, conclude peace, establish commerce, and to do all other acts and things which other states may rightfully do. The 2nd day of July 1776 will be the most memorable date in the history of America. Now nobody celebrates the 2nd. They all celebrate the 4th. Now, Manly Palmer Hall is a very prominent Masonic historian, and his books are well known in Masonry. And he writes an interesting story, and he states the following, quote, "It was a grave moment, and not a few of those present feared that the lives would be the forfeit of their audacity. In the midst of the debate, a fierce voice rang out. The debaters stopped and turned to look upon the stranger. Who was this man who had suddenly appeared in their midst and transfixed them with his oratory? They had never seen him before. None knew when he had entered, but his tall form and pale face filled them with awe. His voice ringing with holy zeal, the stranger stirred them to their very souls. His closing words rang through the building. God has given America to be free. As the stranger sank into a chair exhausted, a wild enthusiasm burst forth. Name after name was signed on the Declaration of Independence. Who had lifted for a moment the veil from the eyes of the assemblage and revealed to them a part of at least of the great purpose for which the new nation was conceived. He had disappeared, nor was he ever seen again, or his identity established. Who was the strange man that oversaw the flag committee, and they chose the flag of a Jesuit-owned company as the new flag of the United States of America, which means that it became part of a Jesuit company. Interesting. And who was this man who appeared? Now, the state of America, the government seat, is in the area called Maryland. Maryland is an interesting name. For example, is granted in the liturgical calendar of Rome. We recall how the original settlers of Maryland, many of whom were Roman Catholics, set sail from England under the spiritual direction of Jesuit Father Andrew White. On November 22, 1633. So a lot of work had been done already. This is more than a century before. The preparation had been made. And they set sail. And they were preparing the ground. So November 27, 1633, Andrew White arrived. November 22 is the feast day of St. Cecilia, the 3rd century Roman martyr and traditional patroness of the musicians, and, did her spirit go along? The voyagers reached landfall on March the 25th, which is Annunciation Day. That's the feast where the angel Gabriel appears to Mary and tells her that she will conceive the Messiah. Planting the divine seed within a virgin matrix. Did the settlers imagine themselves planting the seed of a new social order in this strange wilderness? Now, on Annunciation Day, 1634, Father White consecrated the colony of Maryland to the Virgin Mary. The second day of July in the year 1776 was Visitation Day. Now, when you look at Medici learning, it is an occult practice where numerology plays an enormous part. And numerology is intertwined in everything that they do. Everything is timed numerologically. Never do they do anything without their calendar according to the liturgy. In the year 1776, it was celebrated on July the 2nd. Is that when they made the decision to become independent? And this is according to the New Catholic Encyclopedia.